Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Another episode of my COVID-19 videos here. Doing them once a week now, just because uh, this virus, this Chinese coronavirus, COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2, novel coronavirus, CCP virus, whatever you want to call it now. It's kind of, the names are evolving as time goes on. Um, it's just very long. It's drawn out. It's not going away. I do believe that a second wave is going to happen. And since we're in a transition where the Earth is on an axis and it's rotating, and the northern hemisphere is closer to the sun than the southern hemisphere, the northern hemisphere is getting a break from the COVID-19 virus. Um, Not anything to do with, I guess, social distancing had something to do with it, um, but I do think it's a lot to do with possibly heat. Although I think the virus can live or survive in 90-degree temperatures or even more. But I think it's just mainly the UV rays, the more intensive UV rays killing the virus. Of course, that's not going to stop the virus, because as long as there are people who are infected that can spread it human to human, it's going to persist. I will talk a little bit about something I saw, an interesting report about the CDC saying that fomite is not the primary driver of transmission, which I do agree. I mean, the primary driver of of transmission of COVID-19 is from person to person. Someone who is literally shedding viruses um, is most likely going to be infecting others more than um, contaminated surfaces. Just because it's possibilities are greater, right? But if you are social distancing and you're self isolating, um, other than being infected by another person, but if everyone's wearing a mask, hopefully everyone's wearing a mask, and hopefully you're wearing a mask, because I'm still wearing a mask. Okay, when I go out, I'm wearing my buff. First, I'm wearing a buff to cover my face, and then I'm wearing N95 mask over the buff, and then wrapping the buff over the N95 mask one more time. So I got a buff N95 mask, the same buff but rolled over the N95 mask to protect the N95 mask. And then I'm wearing a surgical mask. And then I wear another buff with a hat and technically safety glasses, but they're tinted safety glasses that I get from Harbor Freight. That's mainly to protect my eyes. It's not sealed, but it does help protect the eyes. If I get any mist or vapor, it won't directly go into my eyes. It doesn't completely protect me, but I'm not going to be standing in someone's face while they're coughing at me or even breathing on me or even talking to me. So again, maintaining social distance and self-isolating, you probably greatly reduce your chance of getting infected. So with that being said, the only other way you could get infected is fomite. And so I still think fomite is a big player. Of course, if someone is talking to you, if you're in direct contact, when I say direct contact, like, are you talking to this person face to face? because you have to remember the vapors coming from someone's lungs and breath, as they talk in front of you, and they enunciate every noun and consonant and vowel, is a breath of vapor of virus being blown into your face. So, yes, the main driver is human to human transmission, but the second driver, which is maybe small, maybe more, remember that the data that the CDC got was during the time where, you have to remember, it was during the time where masks don't help. Remember when masks don't help? When the flu is worse than this novel coronavirus. And at the time, that was true because the coronavirus was just starting in China. People were making comparisons to the flu against world statistics or national statistics. But you have to remember that number, the COVID virus was just starting. That number was going to be very small in the beginning. It's exploded. Matter of fact, let me go up to the worldwide statistics here. I've been mainly looking at the U.S., but I have a disturbing thing to show you, and I don't think this virus is going away. I think if anything, it's simply, I don't, viruses don't migrate, people migrate, but the hotspots have migrated, I believe, due to astronomical or celestial reasons, mainly because the Earth rotates around the sun, and not only does the Earth rotate around the sun, but the Earth also rotates on a tilt, on an axis, and the northern hemisphere is facing closer to the sun. The northern hemisphere is, closer to the sun, and the southern hemisphere is further away from the sun. That's what I think is the main reason for this. But let me just show you what I'm talking about, okay? So you got the worldwide cases at over 5 million, over 300,000 deaths. And if you look here on the number of confirmed cases of the coronavirus, it is increasing. At the same time, in North America and in all countries, China, in Asia, Russia, Europe, Middle East, North America, you're seeing a decline in number of confirmed cases. Numbers are growing, they're steady, they're flattened, and for the most part, they're declining. But if you look at this recent number of confirmed cases here, it's an increase. The last three peaks here is an increase in peaks here. Matter of fact, it's topping out pretty high in number of confirmed, over 100,000 confirmed cases. Yesterday was May 20th. This is May 20th. I'm recording this 10:55 p.m. May 23rd, 2020. By the time you watch this, it will probably be May 24th, 2020, Sunday, or maybe Monday, depending where you are. Happy Memorial Weekend, everyone. I'm going to call this episode America Memorial. Hopefully, America will remember more than the past wars, because this virus will probably kill more people than World War I, II, and any other subsequent major conflict after that. Most likely. Most likely. I'm pretty sure of it. Let's get back to the United States. So, hold on. I wanted to show you one more thing. And topping Brazil, which is in South America, by the way, is quickly climbing up in number of confirmed cases. So Brazil is quickly climbing up, and Brazil is in South America. When Brazil first started, it was around January when it got its first confirmed cases. Shortly after Carnival, I believe, Since then, it is quickly increasing in number of confirmed cases. Many people are considering Brazil as a hotspot. Um, I think that's not a coincidence, considering Brazil is in the southern hemisphere, South America. I think other countries also will, in South America, will have an increase in confirmed cases. The more southern and more populated areas. But then again, some areas in South America are not very populated. But it's not a coincidence that Brazil is has a high number of infections, especially right about now, because they're getting into their fall and winter. Chile, Colombia, um, Ecuador, Venezuela, any 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 country or continent in the southern hemisphere. Uh, I would also even say Africa. So expect Africa to start increasing in confirmed cases. Not all parts of Africa. There are some parts of Africa that will may probably, just like in South America, there probably won't be a spike, um, just because of their geography to where they are on the earth. you know all right, so it doesn't mean an absolute, but in some cases will be more, some cases will be less. But expect the southern hemisphere to get hit with the virus, the coronavirus. So just want to bring that up there. Let's get back to the U.S. here. I got my little halo back. All right. So just want to just share that with you. So uh, yes, I do think, um, as the seasons change, as the Earth rotates and tilts, towards the sun, either the southern, northern hemisphere, summer, fall, winter, and summer and winter, fall and spring, that the virus doesn't migrate. I guess it's always there. It's just that the conditions for the virus to survive outside the body to be transmitted to another person is more ideal, depending on the time of the year. All right, and I believe that's mainly due to the UV rays, how much UV rays are penetrating through the sky. So let's just take a quick look at the numbers here. Over 1.6 million, 97,000. Um, probably by Monday, and Tuesday, probably next week, it's going to be 100,000 here in the United States of America. I'm looking at the U.S. now, and it is declining. Although it looks like it's flattening, the decline is starting to flatten, and that's kind of worrisome for me. So I I got a call from my mom today, and we talked a little bit. I'm a little concerned because she's by herself. She's all the way in California. By the way, it's California. Let's see, where's California? California. Good old Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was governor of California. This is showing 0 for some reason. This is all this is all messed up. What's wrong with you, COVID.bio? You were working just a moment ago. Anyways, oh, the virus has disappeared. All right, America has conquered the virus, everybody. There's no virus to be anywhere. Jeez. Let's Is there something wrong here? Hmm. Yeah, there's no viruses anywhere apparently. Okay, anyways, my mom is in California, and one of the things we talked about was, maybe during the summer. Most of my family is moving out of California. California is just going down the drain. I moved out almost over 10, maybe 15 years ago. You really have to make, back then. I concluded back then, 15 years ago, you would have to make $100,000 to live comfortably the way I'm living here in Houston, Texas. And on top of that, year over year, you would have to have an increase because of the cost of living and inflation. I would say about now, today, you would have to make, or I would have to make, probably $200,000 to $300,000. And where I'm talking about is mainly the coastal areas like San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco. Those areas, they're very expensive to live. So you would have to make 200, or I would have to make 200 to $100,000 to live the same way that I do here in Houston, Texas. Now, if you've seen some of my electric bike riding videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. But you know, that's outrageous, and a lot of people can't afford to live there. My mom can. Apparently, she's been there for a long time, so she's already got a place. She's technically very wealthy, on paper, because she owns some property in Los Angeles. So technically, if you own some property in Los Angeles, you're automatically a millionaire. That's if you can sell your home right now, but no one's going to be buying homes. I think the housing market's going to tank. So we talked about her coming here for a little while since the family's moving. I think she has a brother, my uncle's moving to Alabama. Most of our families are moving out of California, and told her just stop on by here, and we'll get a travel van. You can stay with us for whatever, 6 months, 3 months. We'll drive back and forth to California. And we're thinking about getting a travel van. That might happen. I'm not sure, but we will drive, and that way we don't have to sleep over anywhere. We want a travel van with a bathroom at least in it, so we don't even have to go to the bathroom anywhere. We just take care of business inside the travel van. All we have to do is just get gas, and that's really simple. Just go outside, put a glove on, pump the gas, use a credit card, right? Make no contact with anybody, and bring our own food. And basically, we're just gonna drive back and forth to California whenever my mom wants, at increments of several months at a time. And we talked about that. I'm not sure if she's willing to do it, but that is a plan. The way we travel, the way we move around is going to change. Um, I'm not planning to fly, even domestically. I don't want to fly, and I think the airlines are going to take a big hit. Apparently, cars are going to take a big hit as well. Although I am looking into a travel ban, and so that might be another whole series of video coming up to you, maybe. So, anyways, I'm going to conclude this episode. Here's what's going on. The reality of the situation, if you look at the worldwide, I'm going to look at the worldwide. Maybe here in America, the trend is going down, and it'll only go down. It'll start to bottom out. But the trend around the world is that it is continuing. It's reached. Look how high it is. Matter of fact, if you look at the IMHE numbers, actually, I don't want to look at the IMHE numbers. You can look at that on your own. Just this says it all right here. It's increasing in numbers. Why is that? If everyone's social distancing, wearing a mask, and all this other stuff, because I don't think it matters as much, because the UV rays killing the virus helps more than anything else. Anyways, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Until next time, everyone. Bye bye.